Hello, folks. I'm Detroit Miracle. Yes, and indeed. Right now, I am here to have more cool comic book slash film slash story discussion fun. This topic will be about legendary singer named Chante Moore. I will also be comparing power levels for and of Chante Moore in regards to her immense talent, skill sets, and abilities. Okay, Chante Moore, of course, had to have a humble beginning and early start like many other great artists did and do. And so she did. She started singing at an early age in church. In the church, then she started singing in the church choir, but her family didn't consider her a talented singer at an early age. So they discouraged her from singing initially, but she still kept to her singing and went and danced and sung, despite the fact that too many of her family members didn't openly endorse her for a singing career. But nevertheless, she would become one of the most spectacular singers ever. And of course, then her family would realize that they were wrong about her talent levels. So she had to nurture those powers and mature them and cultivate them and make them even better. So she learned tricks along the way. And of course, by her being a part of a big musical family and religious family, she was surrounded by music because they said many of her family members were professional musicians. They sung, played musical instruments, such as her mom, who was a minister slash gospel singer. And her father, of course, was a minister. And of course, so she came up in the church, in other words, and she said she had popular gospel singers as her idols as a little child. So she grew up on people like Tremaine Hawkins and etc. She wasn't listening to much R&B at that particular stage of development, but things would soon change. So she grew up singing, and then her family moved away when she was age 12. They moved from San Francisco to San Diego. And when she got there, she started entering competitions, beauty pageants, modeling. She decided to go into modeling first in beauty competitions because she didn't think she had enough going for herself to be a major singer artist. But eventually someone offered her a stage play role. Yes, she got offered the role of Dorothy in a stage play or musical about The Wiz. It was called The Wiz. It was a joint high school slash college production. And when people heard her sing in that production, such as her family, they were surprised. They were like, wow, we didn't know she could sing that well. And soon after that, a star was nearly born. But of course, she had to be patient and work at it. She recorded a first album at the age of 19, her very first one. And that album was shelved because of the contract she signed with the company she was with. So they shelved her album and dropped her, but she wasn't discouraged. She kept going on. And then, of course, she was eventually discovered in such a, I believe it was one of the stage plays or competitions. She sang and did plays earlier on and did modeling engagements and competitions, and she did incredibly well at those. But she didn't make it big in the music industry, though. She had to keep going, keep pressing on. She couldn't give up. And then she caught her big break, and she was signed to a brand new record label that just opened. She was the first signee. Then she recorded her album for them, and it went better than gold. Then she ended up recording in all 6 studio albums full and 2 duet albums. So she recorded 8 full albums. Yes. And of course, she didn't end with music. After music, she wrote a book. So she became a author, of course, and then she became a reality star by starring on a reality show for a few years. She also did a couple of professional stage plays along the way. They were stage play musicals, and of course, they got great reviews. And as a artist, she went on to sell more than 10 million albums, of course. Let me get to the power levels comparables. It is said she is an immensely powerful soprano singer with a special rare voice, and she's been compared to other great soprano singers in the past and of the present, that is. She's a powerful songwriter, contributor who contributed to her hit music and her highly charting albums, of course, that charted well on the charts out there. And of course, they sold well because people enjoyed them, of course. And her power levels are this. She's a very powerful, beautiful, graceful presence that does an electrifying stage performance. Okay, let me know how you feel about this one, folks.